Now at 10, Ascension Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh gives an update following a ransomware attack on its systems. Plus, we'll learn how Good Samaritans helped a Parsons, Kansas family when their home caught fire. And the city of Springfield is suing a 3M plant over water pollution.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Patient documentation technology at Ascension Via Christi Hospital in Pittsburgh is back online. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Tanya Bach. The systems were taken offline following a ransomware attack earlier this year, and officials say this update should mean improved efficiencies and wait times for patients. The Parsons Police Department is recognizing the efforts of Good Samaritans following a fatal house fire last Wednesday. The fire claimed the life of a mother and her 18-month-old daughter. Authorities say numerous Good Samaritans took action during the event, helping to assist victims even before fire, EMS, and police arrived. They believe roughly 10 people helped during the event, assisting in helping to get victims out of the burning home.
I think it's important that as a community, when something like this happens, that we are there for each other, that we are there to support each other, help each other. This tragedy could have been a lot worse had it not been for the Good Samaritans.
Parsons Police Department says they are still investigating the fire, including its cause. Multiple other agencies are involved, including the Kansas State Fire Marshal's Office and the Labette County Sheriff's Office. Well, meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us now with a first look at weather.
Well, temperatures are dropping pretty quickly now in the upper 60s out in Joplin. It is a clear night, but we do see some clouds starting to roll in. Winds are shifting from the north out to the east. Still a pretty light breeze though. Across the region, 68 out in Stockton, 70 in Pittsburgh, 73 in Veneta, so a little bit warmer in the southwest. But we are going to start to really warm up in the next couple of weeks as we are entering summer months. We've had a lot of rainfall this last weekend, and we are officially out of severe weather season, but unfortunately the remnants of it are still around us today. Flood advisory until Tuesday morning at 8 a.m. for Vernon County out near Nevada. And we also have a flood warning in effect for Neosho River in a few of our counties, and that stays in effect until Wednesday. Now I'll have more details for you in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Missouri Department of Conservation announced it is temporarily closing the Walter Woods Conservation Area in Newton County. The department says it noted structural concerns with vehicular and pedestrian bridges during a recent inspection. A reopening date has not yet been set because of EPA remediation work scheduled to begin there later this year. Now, the inspection was a precursory step in the remediation work. City of Springfield is suing the 3M plant there, claiming it's polluting 3 waterways around the city. The lawsuit claims the plant discharges pollutants through its stormwater systems. Lauren Schwenker reports the utility is seeking money from 3M to install technology to remedy the problem.
PFAS is kind of an emerging threat to water quality. They've been around for over 70 years, but it's something that EPA has put more restrictions on.
PFOs, also known as forever chemicals, are a growing concern, and those concerns are happening here in Springfield. It comes as City Utilities is suing 3M Company, claiming the plant is polluting waterways in the Ozarks. Brent Stock is with the James River Basin, a nonprofit which helps clean up the waterways.
When it comes to filtering out PFAS, we're going to see lots of new technology having to be installed on drinking water treatment plants. It's likely going to be technology that is not currently in place. It's going to cost these agencies quite a bit of money to implement.
We asked City Utilities to speak on the lawsuit. CU sent a statement saying in part, through this lawsuit, City Utilities intends to hold 3M accountable to stop the illegal discharges of PFAS, clean up impacted water sources, and pay for the PFAS barrier technology needed at the Blackman WTP as a result of 3M's mismanagement of PFA chemicals at the plant site. We also reached out to 3M and got this statement back. As the science and technology of PFAS, societal and regulatory expectations, and our expectations of ourselves have evolved, so is how we manage PFAS. 3M will address PFA litigation by defending itself in court or through negotiated resolutions, all as appropriate. Local doctors say the forever chemicals are associated with a number of diseases, and it's hard to pinpoint where problems can start.
Part of the problem is the effects are not readily observable. They may take years to show up, and therefore it's sometimes hard to make a connection between a health condition and previous exposure to these chemicals.
Dr. David Barb says you can get tested if you think you've had exposure to these chemicals through a blood test. City Utilities says it's staying proactive with testing and blending water sources to keep it safe for public consumption and that your drinking water is safe.
The city says it gave 90 days notice to 3M, the Missouri Department of Natural Resources, and the Environmental Protection Agency. According to the complaint, after Missouri DNR and the EPA did not take action, City Utilities chose to file the lawsuit. Erie, Kansas City Public Library and Neosho County Conservation District held a Conservation Day program today. The program emphasizes to kids the importance of different organisms and cycles in our environment. Officials also hope it sparks interest in children for career paths in conservation in the future.
There's wildlife programs even that are conservation based, so it gives them a good taste of what's out there.
The students today created their own edible dirt to learn more about soil. Some local golfers today helped raise money for children battling disease. Storms postponed the Freeman Health System Tournament of Miracles last week, so it teed off today instead at Twin Hills Golf and Country Club in Joplin. The 18-hole four-person golf scramble raises money for Children's Miracle Network hospitals at Freeman Health System, and that money helps pay for treatment of children in the program. Young musicians today had a chance to advance their skills. Pitt State hosted the Josiah Fletcher Jazz Camp for students in 6th through 12th grades. The two-day camp provides the students with an educational experience regardless of their skill level. The camp is hosted in honor of Josiah Fletcher, a Pittsburgh High School student and bass player who passed away during his senior year. Did you know alpacas can be pregnant for over a year? Meet Wild Ivy, the newest addition to the Magajupa Mine alpacas in southeast Joplin near Dunnewick. Now, her mother was pregnant 357 days before she gave birth to the baby, or as they call them, crias, in alpaca. Wild Ivy turned 1 week old today and officially received her name. The farm now has 13 total in its alpaca herd.
Enjoyable to take them to nursing homes and to birthday parties. The kids enjoy it. I like to watch them right in the evening time, right before it gets dark, because they'll all start doing their running. And the younger ones, when they get done running, they'll pronk, and that means that they just bounce. And it's pretty fun to watch. And when you have a bunch of little ones, they'll just chase each other until they're tired, and they'll just lay down.
Who wouldn't love to watch that? Magajupa will also be hosting a You Pick Flower Farm event in the coming weeks. Well, coming up, closing arguments wrap up in the federal gun trial of Hunter Biden. Plus, the Better Business Bureau has some tips to make the right decision when hiring a moving company. Hunter Biden's fate is in the hands of a Delaware jury. Both sides made their last attempts to sway opinions in closing arguments today. Erica Brown has the latest from Wilmington, Delaware.
Will you testify? The answer to that question was no. Over 6 days, the jury heard testimony from a parade of witnesses, including members of the Biden family, but not Hunter Biden himself.
He would subject himself to, I think, very painful cross-examination. You can't hold it against somebody that they're exercising the right not to testify.
Biden's wife, Melissa, First Lady Jill Biden, and other relatives and friends packed the rows behind Hunter Biden in the courtroom Monday. In closing arguments, the prosecution told jurors the only evidence in this case is what came from the witness stand, not the people in the gallery. The president's son has pleaded not guilty to 3 felony charges stemming from buying a gun in 2018. Prosecutors say he lied on the firearms purchase form when he indicated he was not a user of or addicted to illegal drugs. Earlier in the trial, they had jurors listen to Hunter Biden's audiobook narration where he referred to himself as an addict. But the defense argues previous addiction doesn't mean it was ongoing or occurring at the time of the gun purchase.
Both sides, I think, acknowledge that it'd be very difficult to have a jury where you don't have anybody who's related to or knows somebody who's struggled with addiction.
It's not clear if sympathies are enough to sway the 12-member panel. Hunter Biden's defense was not allowed to pursue a Second Amendment argument, but legal experts say that could happen on appeal if Biden is convicted. Erica Brown, CBS News, Wilmington, Delaware.
Well, convictions on these counts potentially carry both prison time and up to hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines. Well, road collapse is causing major problems in Wyoming at the start of the summer tourist season. From June through September, roughly 12,000 people use Highway 22 each day to reach destinations like Yellowstone National Park. Now, all that remains now is an 80-foot drop that plummets into the valley below. Transportation officials say the mountainside had been shifting for decades at about a quarter inch a year. But when large cracks reappeared immediately after repairs, they knew a collapse was inevitable. A little later, several Southeast Kansas wrestlers are taking part in the USA National Wrestling Duels to represent the state.
And we're finally out of severe weather season. I'll have those details for you in just a bit. Now that we're out of severe weather season, temperatures are just going to continue to climb and to the 90s. Now, let's take a look outside downtown Joplin from the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. It's going to be one of our last cool nights that we'll see in a while. Temperatures dropping down to the low 60s, upper 50s, and it's going to be pretty clear until we get into the overnight hours and those clouds start to roll in. We've had a lot of rain this weekend, so we still have a flood advisory in effect until Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. for Vernon County out near Nevada. And we also have a flood warning along the Neosho River in a couple of our counties as well until Wednesday morning. So still dealing with the remnants of the storms from this weekend. We're going to stay dry, though. I know you can kind of see some storms moving into Nebraska, but they do shift north and we stay dry. We do have a cloudy Tuesday ahead for us, though. But thanks to all the rain we've gotten this severe weather season, we're completely out of a drought. Now, as you can see out in Wichita, they are still in a severe drought condition. And in our area, although we are out of a drought, we are going into the summer seasons. Temperatures in the 90s, not to mention not a lot of rainfall either. So we're going to keep an eye on this and make sure that we don't continue to get closer to drought conditions again. Tomorrow, clouds roll in. We're going to have a partly cloudy day into a mostly cloudy day as we see some storms move north of us. Now, temperatures are going to warm up pretty quickly as well. By noon, nearly 80 degrees, and we're going to get into the mid-80s tomorrow as well. We've got some clouds rolling into the storms north of us. They're getting storms due to a shortwave trough, but that's far enough north that we're not going to see any of that rain. And then as we move into the next couple of days, we do have a nice large ridge forming over most of western U.S. and that's going to give us that sinking air, nice warm temperatures. So we do see a warming trend as we move into the weekend. And I know everyone's been wanting some warmer weather, some time to go out and go to the pool, go outside, do some outdoor activities. However, as we do get a little bit closer to the summer seasons, temperatures in the 90s and the hundreds, along with humidity values, be mindful of heat-related illnesses, heat exhaustion, heat stroke. It's kind of hard to notice it when it's happening, but it is one of the silent killers when it comes to weather-related issues. Right now, we're still only 80, 90 degree temperatures, which prolonged exposure does cause some issues. So stay hydrated out there because this forecast is pretty sunny. We only have a day or two chance of rain in the next 10 days and temperatures reaching 90 degrees. We've got 95 on Sunday, so pretty warm Sunday, and low temperatures only getting down to the lower 70s. We're really not going to see a lot of rain in the next couple of weeks. We've got slight chance on Friday, 10 to 15% chance Friday night of some rain, and then again scattered showers Wednesday.
I don't know.
I know
it's going to be so hot.
Everyone's been really wanting severe weather to be done, and then we go into the next week and boom, 90 degrees, sunny.
I almost say bring back the rain if it's going to bring us, but like the showers
Changes
on that
fast.
Wednesday, it's still in the 90s.
It changes really fast. Oh yeah.
Summer is here. Oh yes.
Got a couple more months, and then we'll back to like another kind of second wind for severe weather.
Very true. All right. Thanks, Lindsay.
Yep.
Well, according to the Better Business Bureau, more people move during the summer than any time of the year. If you're planning to hire help for an upcoming move, there are a few things you should keep in mind. Experts say to do your research. You can look for trustworthy companies on the American Moving and Storage Association's website. Be sure to ask prospective movers for proof that they're licensed, and don't forget about insurance.
Every company is different, so you need to ask the question about what that company's insurance covers. You can also check and see if you have any coverage under your homeowner's insurance, and you may still need to purchase additional insurance on your own.
You also want to know you're getting a fair deal. Consumer advocates suggest getting 3 written estimates and be wary of an estimate that seems too good to be true. Well, Apple is tapping into the power of ChatGPT to infuse its products with artificial intelligence. The tech giant announced the new partnership at its annual showcase event during its Worldwide Developers Conference. Apple says the AI tech can help users seek information, answer questions, and enhance their writing. The AI also can be used to enhance photos and videos. Apple Intelligence using ChatGPT, is expected to launch this fall as part of a new iOS 18.
This is the beginning of an exciting new chapter of personal intelligence. Intelligence built for your most personal products, your iPhone, iPad, and Mac. Intelligence grounded in the things that make you, you.
Apple insists users will always be in control over when ChatGPT is used and will be asked before any of their personal information is shared. That's what they're saying now. Still ahead, we'll meet the local wrestlers competing at the national level at the USA National Wrestling Duels. The USA National Wrestling Duels begin this week, and multiple young athletes from Southeast Kansas get to represent their state. KOAM sports reporter Brock Baldridge has their story.
The USA Wrestling National Duels get underway, and a handful of young athletes get to represent Team Kansas.
We got 5 or 6 local kids from Southeast Kansas qualified for the national duel tournaments. The first set of national duels is in Council Bluffs, Iowa, I believe. It's going to be the elementary age group, which is like 12 and under. And then we also have 2 Pittsburgh kids that qualified for 14 and under national duels that are in Philadelphia. This area is represented real well from on a national level the next couple weeks.
Traveling the country and competing at a national stage is something wrestling coach L.C. Davis has prepared them for.
Know that they train with the best down here in Southeast Kansas and go represent what we are, hardworking people that give it their all and do their best. So I think they'll go out there and do well as long as they go out there with confidence.
One of the kids competing at nationals in Philadelphia is L.C.'s son, DK, who's looking forward to representing his state.
It's great, you don't really get this many, memories with your parents and stuff, so it's really nice to have this memory. Usually, most people from Kansas are usually in like Wichita and Kansas City, and it's nice to have a few Southeast Kansas kids representing the state.
Man, it's exciting for me as a coach as well to see my kids. I got a couple Pittsburgh kids wrestling on a national level, so it's going to be awesome, as well as my son, so looking forward to it and just going to be soaking it all in.
Then there's Baylor Bowman, who's putting in the final touches for his journey to wrestle at nationals in Iowa.
It's going to be a fun experience. You may never win a match, but at least go out there and try to win a match. Have fun and just do the best you can to win.
Baylor's got a few ideas on what he'll do no matter the result.
Take him down, turn him, and try to just win. And if you don't, just have fun, go off the mat, walk off like a man.
In Pittsburgh, Brock Baldridge, KOAM Sports.
Walk off like a man. Way to go, Baylor. Well, the 14 and under age group competes in Philadelphia, and that tournament begins on Wednesday. That's a look for sports. We'll be right back. A live symphony performance went viral, not for the music as much as for the guest star. A random cat that decided to steal the spotlight by wandering on stage during the performance. Jeremy Roth has more.
You gotta be kidding me! That was likely the sentiment of audience members, and let's face it, probably the musicians too, when a random cat upstaged this live orchestra performance in Turkey. If you look closely, you can see smiles creeping across the faces of the performers as the sassy, sauntering symphony lover stole the spotlight during Beethoven's Pastoral. No word on where the cat came from, but as they say, the show must go on, and it did, later going viral with social media viewers eating up the impromptu performance, labeling the unlikely music lover an aristocat, and dubbing it the Meowstro. In Vermont, a father-son duo did a spotlight-stealing stage walk of their own when they graduated side by side from high school. Adam Moulton was just 17 years old when he dropped out of high school to help his father with the family business. Fast forward decades to the COVID pandemic when Adam's own son, Jonathan, was struggling with his studies in high school. Adam made a promise that if his son stuck with it, he himself would complete his own unfinished degree and graduate alongside him. Years later, and thanks to an online school completion program, Adam was able to keep his promise, participating in commencement, cap, gown, and all alongside his son.
I want to set an example, and no matter what happens or adversities happen, if you really put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
I was hoping he would do it, hoping he'd push through, stick with it, and he most definitely did, and it's awesome to be here today and be graduating with my dad.
That's such a sweet story.
It is. It's really amazing.
My goodness. I do love the cat, though.
Okay.
It was a perfect performance, yes. All right, final check of the weather.
Well, it's going to be pretty sunny. We've got sunny skies, warmer temperatures all through the weekend, getting into the mid to upper 90s this week. So that trend's going to continue as we get a little bit further into the summer months.
I don't like it. It's too soon. Should never happen. All right, thank you for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great evening and an even better Tuesday.